Born in the money maker, but raised in the Bronx where the streets was blazing hot. Amazed by the skunk, we ran deep and played the block. Claimed stolen land with plans of major stock to bless the whole fam. But damn, it's a hustle. Gotta struggle just to stay alive. Broken dreams of making millions since '85. Many tried and died, eyes on paradise.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Coach Davis. And I want to talk about Sheraseven. She needs to be stopped. And let's get into why, right? So, after watching, a lot of her content, it just really made me sick to my stomach. She's obviously leading women astray. And I want to try to convey a message that would make sure that I don't come off as somebody of controlling type of guy that wants women to be a certain type of way and I don't believe in anything else or whatever the hell is the misconception between the message that men are conveying that is making women believe that we trying to box them in and we don't look at them as human beings or whatever the case, right? Number one, marriage is something that should happen only when you are not just 100% sure, but 1,000% sure that the person that you are marrying is completely irreplaceable. Now, a lot of the times, for example, let me just make an example to paint a picture. First thing that comes to my mind when I think of marriage in this moment right now for some reason is Offset and Cardi B. Now, do I give a fuck about celebrities? No, I don't. But I just feel like this is a perfect point to make of the message I'm trying to convey. Once you reach the stature of where Offset is in his career, there is no need for you to get married to somebody like Cardi B that even I can say for 100% sure would not have even known you existed if it wasn't for, the talent that you may have as an artist that got you to where it has gotten you at the point in your life where you are successful as you are. Why would you feel the need to sign your life away to one woman that is replaceable? Cardi B is replaceable to somebody like Offset because if Offset was down bad and hurting in his life, would Cardi B at the stature of who she is still be willing to marry him? Or is she only willing to marry him because he is also in a certain position in his life that, he's bringing something to the table? I mean, in that case, what's the point of getting married? Why not just be in a relationship? Why not just maybe be friends and every once in a while when the liquor kicking in and y'all just wake up the next morning with post-nut clarity like, oh shit, we had sex and we probably shouldn't have did that, but whatever, we're still friends, or this, that, and the third, and then maybe it turns into a every once in a while thing, y'all do that. But in reality, let's take my situation for example. The only reason I'm married to my wife right now is because I am 100% sure that this woman is irreplaceable. Now, if we're gonna be real here, there are obviously women out here in this world that, if it wasn't for what my wife did as far as being there for me, when I was at my lowest point in my life, if it wasn't for that, I would look at her as replaceable because in that case, yes, she's extremely attractive and sexy to me, but at the end of the day, that is a replaceable trait. There are a bunch of women that bring, a certain sexual market value stature to the table. So if you are engaging in a relationship with anybody for those reasons, I promise you they will not, stick. It won't last long because I promise you once that person gets on your nerves enough and y'all start going through real things and you just comfortable with them to a certain degree, you seeing her, just her most comfortable state, not when she outside with her cutest outfit on and her highest of self-esteem and confidence. She got regular pajamas on, hair looking whatever, no makeup on, and you see her for who she truly is, just on a day-to-day basis versus, when she's suited and booted up. and, makeup on and everything like that. Just even if it's not makeup, just, just feeling her highest self-esteem because she just, people, you can't trust, what people convey to you on the outside world when they step outside their house, because you have to understand that people are, for the most part, especially women, are coming outside with the intention of something. But there is no intention in the household. You can't hide in the household, but you can hide as you're prepping to leave the household. And then when you get out there, you have a certain type of aura and mindset and just, you know what I'm saying? Just like that you just conveying, that is giving people the idea of something that you are not 99% of the time, meaning in your household, away from everybody when you are by yourself, right? Because most people struggle with what? Facing themselves, childhood traumas, procrastination, distracting themselves, guilt, things of that nature. But people don't walk outside. People walk outside and have the motivation to kind of, put on a different type of aura, even with those issues that they can't hide from when you are in a comfortable environment with them as of the household. Which is why the only reason to ever get married to anyone is when you know that there has been something that y'all have went through that you are knowing for a fact, because marriage is something of, I am sure that no woman that exists on this planet will ever be able to provide for me what this woman brings to the table. Now, I can know 100% for a fact that back when I was homeless, before I joined the army, that my wife is the only woman on this planet that would have been there for me the way that she was. And I am 1,000% sure. And that is the reason why I married her. You know why? Because body and things of that nature are replaceable. You know what I'm saying? There's women out here that may be out of shape, but that doesn't make them a bad person, right? But in reality, men feel the need to put women on pedestals because they have a body, when in reality, I told my wife straight up, I don't care about your body. I don't care about your body count. I don't care if you was more of a slut than, what's her name? I don't know. One of these, it's a P star in general. Like, she could have been known for literally doing, why I can't remember her name. Just even if she was known to be a throat goat and known for literally doing that. And I was at that point in my life, and we just so happened to, begin to know each other, and we liked each other or whatever. And I'm going through what I'm going through at that time. And she did for me, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, we having them conversations. She supported me, even financially supported me. My wife done flew out when I was homeless, paid for a whole Airbnb, cooked for me while I had nothing. You know what I'm saying? There is no woman on this planet that can replace my wife. So at the end of the day, I don't care even if she had a moment of being out of shape. I'm going to work hard to help her work through that, because I'm not about to just leave my wife just because she may not be the most sexiest. You know why? Because she brings something to the table that is completely irreplaceable, that no matter what woman I would get with after her, I would always question, would you have been there for me the way she was? No. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you protect yourself from getting in these situations that most men find themselves in, where you end up with a woman that is watching content of Sheraseven, where she is promoting to women how to psychologically manipulate men into giving them money. She even said something that I wanted to bring up, that is that can give guys a lot of clarity about why is it that women wanna, you end up seeing maybe like a woman that you would say is highly attractive physique wise, and you would see them with a man that we would think is ugly, or like it just don't look right, whatever the case. Obviously that's not for you to judge, but whatever. And her ideology that she teaches is to tell women to get a man that is less attractive than you are. Now, I thought that was a key point to bring up in this video, that stood out to me more than anything that she said, because that gave me a lot of clarity. Because you would think as a man, we're not the same. Like, you're a woman and I'm a man. Like, there is no comparison to comparing who's attractive more. But there is actually. I used to question when women would say, "Oh, I like a man with a dad bod. You don't have to be looking all steroid big, this, that, and the third." First of all, let's quiet that noise, because at the end of the day, just because a man is extremely in shape doesn't mean that he's shooting needles in his arm, right? That's like as if men saying, "Oh, I don't want no woman with no big old booty, no big old fake BBL booty." Like, what? Just because a woman got a big butt don't mean it's fake. But oh my God forbid we said that. Oh, I don't want no woman with no big old booty and big old breasts. What? I don't want no fake old BBL and breast job looking at female. No. I want my woman to look like a Victoria's Secret model. What if we just flip the script on them like that? Because apparently y'all want to be with men with dad bods, and y'all want to be with men that look like they anorexic and 90 pounds. When in reality, it shows when a woman is around a man that is extremely in shape. You can see it. Even if you're one of them guys that's extremely in shape, you know that, like, women are attracted to you, and they just try to fight it because they don't want to give you that validation. But in reality, you see it and you know it for a fact. And I just think that that is very intimidating for women. And it just seems like women are just getting to a point where, like, they're extremely insecure, right? They're extremely unhappy with themselves, and they're trying to cope with life, thinking that if they have some sort of leverage over somebody, that it will help them cope with their own bullshit. When in reality, I'm sorry, it's not how it works. You can run, but you cannot hide. That saying really goes with, for me, what's going on. Like, it's a whole bunch of running going on, but you can't hide, bro. That's like trying to run from the sun. You get outside, the sun is beaming, you just running. Like, bro, you running, but you not hiding. The sun is still hitting you, my guy. You can't run from yourself. You know what I'm saying? She's teaching women, you know what I'm saying, how to, make a man feel like, you're above him, and to be a mean woman on purpose and not to be a nice woman. Because mean women, apparently, to men are more valuable, apparently. When in reality, you're just dealing with men that have low self-esteem. And I promise you, sis, that you will never actually be happy. Because you know in the back of your mind that you are taking advantage of the weak. And that's not going to make you feel good. Even if you successfully do that, you're not going to truly be happy. Eventually, that is going to get old. And to hear a woman as old as Sheraseven, she looked like she's 40 years old, teaching a 19 to 22-year-old mindset of a woman that maybe go through a phase of wanting to try to, like, take advantage of a man. It really just goes to show that, wow, you can be as old as somebody like her, and, like, because your frequency is not right and because you're bitter with life and you're unhappy, your mind will never evolve, and you can be 40 plus years old and still have the mindset of a 21-year-old. And that's tough. You know what I'm saying? So I say this to say, fellas, it's time to tighten up. You want to make sure that you're staying focused on yourself, and you're doing all the things that you need to do for yourself, with, like, you feel a oneness with yourself, so that, because I want to bring up another point, right? It's important that women have to understand that self-accountability is the only way to grow. When you continuously blaming somebody, here's what I want to say, right? Everything is your fault. Everything. If you end up in a relationship with somebody that is emotionally abusing you, but you saying that you love them and you want to stay with them, even as a man, that person is not wrong for emotionally abusing you. I mean, they are wrong, but you're just as wrong because you cooperated with the emotional abuse. You didn't take the necessary proper steps to, evaluate the situation to know, okay, how can I problem solve this situation, or do I need to evacuate the situation? And if you don't do one of those two things, because it's really that simple, if you can't fix the problem, then you just understand that there's some things that you can't change, but you can only change your reactions. And if that reaction doesn't work, then you have to go to the other reaction. It's that simple. Same as a woman saying that, oh, men are good at finessing women and they be one man this moment, but then you get in a relationship with them for a while and they turn into another person and they just finesse me. I didn't see it coming, but I still with them because I love them. No, that's not how it works. There's no excuses. And he is not the bad guy in that situation. You are also the bad guy. Y'all are both wrong. You should have did a better job of not only prioritizing, protecting your energy, but also having discernment and being able to understand your value as a woman with letting somebody enter your body, and understanding that that is the most valuable thing that you bring to the table, is that privilege of giving somebody that. Like, I can provide you pleasure by entering inside of my vessel, inside of my soul. So I want to make sure that I give that to somebody that I am 1,000% sure is going to honor that. So why would you want to give it to somebody that, it just don't make sense. Why would you want to not make sure that you are with the right kind of man and not a man that you want to finesse? And then you're using your soul, you're sacrificing your soul for an experience with somebody that is a lower value man that you're just using, that is probably more than likely using you as well. And eventually that game is going to get old and you're just going to become a ran through, soulless, lost being. As of Sheraseven, you can tell that she probably lived majority of her life that way, and she is so gone and so soulless that it makes her happy that she can inspire younger women that age that she used to be, to go the wrong path, because it would hurt her soul to see a younger woman that is actually happy with one man and bringing to the table her femininity when that man is bringing to the table his masculinity, and they are truly happy together. People don't want to see that, because not only does it hurt them to be where they are, but it also hurts them to see other people doing what they can't. It hurts actually just as much. But see, they won't tell you that. That's why certain people, when they have fucked their life up, they become so vindictive to the point where they want to inspire other people to be just as fucked up, because they don't want to just mind their business and accept defeat and accept, like my saying, you either suffer the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. She don't want to suffer the pain of regret because she didn't live a life of discipline. You lived a life of freedom and doing what you want to do because you a grown woman. But hey, listen, it's okay, fellas, because the law of attraction is something that was created for a reason, because God and whoever created this planet and the laws of the universe was very aware that it would come a time where people would think that they can dictate the future and have these certain outcomes, these unrealistic outcomes of you can be a whatever type of person that you want to be and still get what the fuck you want and be extremely happy. That is not possible. So don't worry. These women will attract bullshit because of their intentions of being bullshit ass people. And I guess what? Sheraseven is gonna get so much karma for leading people astray. The same karma that of a artist in the rap industry. We don't care if you sold your soul and you did it because of whatever reason, even if you had the good intentions of doing it. If you are still fucking with the frequency of this world and putting out a bad message that you got people feeding their minds on a constant basis because they keep replaying your song, I promise you, you're gonna get karma. And you don't have to believe in it, but deep down you know it's real. You just don't see it because that's how crazy karma is. You won't know that you got your karma, you fucking idiot. That's what these dumbass motherfuckers that think. Oh, karma ain't real because I ain't never get no karma. You just don't see it. You just don't feel it. The same way people can be so delusional to the point where you are rationalizing these dumb ideologies that Sheraseven is doing. She's literally already living out her karma because she does not realize to the manosphere or even to other women out there that are consciously aware to understand that she looks like a doodle brain 40-plus-year-old woman that is making an absolute fool of herself. And when that shit comes crashing down on her, I swear to God, she's not gonna probably want to even be alive to experience it. It's gonna make her that depressed. You don't ever want to be a person like that is living of the sort of foolishness that she is, to the point where she doesn't even see that when that shit comes crashing down on her, bruh, it's gonna be bad. You don't want to be known of a person like, being like that, leading people astray, and then when it finally gets exposed and you finally come to the realization that it ain't gonna work out that way, and now you gotta live with that, and then the same people that you thought was your loyal fans start turning their back on you and hating you for leading them astray. Oh, whoo. So yeah, it's coming. Just know that. So just sit back and get your popcorn and just watch the show. If you have a certain type of spiritual enlightenment point, when you at that sort of spiritual enlightenment point, like when certain things is going on, like people have heard doing stupidity like that, you just like, hey, I'm about to sit back and just get my popcorn. But I just felt like I had to speak on this because I wanted to make, the fellas that's aware of me aware of this. And I definitely want to speak more on stuff like this because it's important. You have to understand that they don't want to accept the fact that being a good woman takes discipline. They just think that they selling their soul. And that is crazy because what you're doing is selling your soul. Being the way that you are selling your soul to the low vibrations and just helping the world be more of a shit place. You're pretty much have the mindset of that you give up on the world, when in reality, you're by yourself in your own world. You can make your world whatever you want, and you can let other people do whatever they want to do, and you just have to learn to mind your business. But guess what most women have a problem doing? Minding their business. Why? Because what is women mostly watching? Real Housewives of Atlanta. You and everybody business on the Shade Room. That's your fault. You fucked up, wanted to pay attention to everybody else's business, and now you so convicted because of paying attention to everybody else's business that now you're trying to shape shift your life according to what you done seen Chris Brown and Rihanna going through, or whatever the hell is being talked about on the Shade Room, to this day. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way the world works. You are in charge of your world. So when you become so vindictive or so like what I'm saying, you standing on a certain thing because you believe in it so much. Why? Because you programmed yourself to be that way from what you engage in. Which is why I try to tell my fellas, and what I tell my wife all the time is, hey, we not listening to that bullshit music no more. I'm listening to affirmations on repeat. I have an affirmational video that plays for an hour that I put on loop on YouTube that I listen to for over 5 times a day. Telling me constantly over and over, I am, all of these high vibrational things. What do you think is gonna happen to my frequency when I keep up with that? Versus if I was watching the Shade Room on Instagram all day, scrolling through these reels all day, explore page all day, watching everybody, paying everybody else business all day. What you think is gonna happen? Being a pee addict, not fighting for my soul, right? Because we did program ourselves to be ruined, which is why men are accepting defeat to the point where they're so lustful and they're looking at a woman like, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful because look at how her butt is shaped, look at how her breast is shaped, look at her beautiful face card. But I promise you this, I am the type of guy, and I know men can relate, that if you are getting on my nerves and you got a bad attitude, I promise you, you could be the most beautiful woman on this planet with a body that is irreplaceable. I'm gonna be disgusted with you. I'm not gonna like you. I'm not gonna even wanna be next to you. I'm not gonna want you to touch me because you're gonna get me that mad. Where you think that you're not gonna prioritize my respect, but you think that you could just come in my life and take from me what you want, which is my money and what I bring to the table, but you don't think that you're gonna have to meet me halfway. Yes, I don't believe in maybe paying bills 50-50. You got a housewife, you got a wife that you know for sure is D1, like I'm sure my wife is D1, I don't want her to do shit because I love her and I value her to that extent. I don't want her to work. I don't want her to be out here getting, you know, in you know what I'm saying, in chaos, because this world is, you know, it's tough to deal with. I want to protect my wife from the bullshit. So I want to create a safety in my home and a stability where like she feels safe. And I can go more into that in another video, why that's important and the benefits of that. But at the end of the day, don't do that for somebody that you're not sure that you care to do that for. That's why a lot of men don't really care to do that. And they believe in a woman getting her own and bringing something to the table and paying bills half and half and all that, whatever. Okay, I understand that. That means that's somebody that you probably shouldn't be married to, because I don't think you love her enough. And that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I'm not against everybody else's opinion. That's just what I believe. You know what I'm saying? And in reality, the same way women want a man to have money and all of this type of stuff, you think you could come in my life and give me a bad attitude and I'm gonna still give you what I gotta work my ass off for to go get? Are you out of your goddamn mind? But most men are. Why? Because they are controlled by their lust, which is why you must defeat your lust, or you will end up being in a situation with a woman like that is out here hawking you. Yeah, you might still be relapsing, but somehow, some way, you figured out how to get yourself a bag out here, and then you get finessed by a woman that got a nice little body, whatever, whether it's a fake one or a real one, and she gonna have you in a loop of chaos because her mindset is to destroy you and to get what she wants, because she's already coming into the situation like, this is replaceable. I'm gonna be here temporarily to get what I need, but I'm not here to stay unless you got that much money and you willing to be that much of a simp. And some men literally give up to that extent, trying to change that woman, trying to, you know, imprint a mindset on her, trying to, you know, talk to her about logic, when in reality she did not come for that. My wife came for the real reason because she was with me before I had anything, and she seen the vision, which is why I could talk to my wife about real shit. But see, you can't do that for a woman that came with a different agenda, because you was already somebody of a certain stature. You must prioritize your respect over everything, because with respect comes your peace of mind. If a woman don't respect you and respect your bag enough to never be thinking that she has the right to come in your life and just want a bag from you because that's something that you got to provide, you know what I'm saying? She's clearly doing that to the men that she knows for a fact they don't respect themselves. And women have a niche for being able to point out men of that stature. Why? Because most women already struggle with that themselves. And they know that. So like they can resonate and see somebody that is struggling with that. Why? Most women have low self-esteem. That's why most women need validation on a consistent basis. That's why they dress a certain way outside. For example, a woman to come outside with the tightest jeans in the world, knowing she got a big old butt, but then she'll tie a sweater around her waist. How about you just could have came outside knowing, you looked in the mirror before you left, you know how these jeans fit you, you know your body, but you're surprised when you got these men looking at you because you got these jeans so skin tight. A man could literally undress you with his eyes easily because you make it easy for us. You wear things that literally are skin like tight. So of course, like, you're wondering why men is easily sexualized. You're making it easy, but apparently you don't know what the hell you're doing, and you're just like, you know, just being you and doing you. You don't know that you're doing that. You don't know that this is the energy that you're conveying. And oh my God, I can't even dress how I want to. Let me put a sweater around it. But then you're gonna come outside once again in those jeans, knowing what's gonna happen. You're gonna have the sweater off for a while, then you're gonna get a couple looks, and then you're gonna put the sweater on once you done felt like you got enough validation. Then that's a whole nother conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it goes so deep, man. But like, I don't want to make this video that long, but I remember I got this comment from a guy that said he didn't mind, you know, he appreciated my content and he like hearing my perspective to the point where he wouldn't mind. I think he said like an hour rant. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to, you know, top it up, talk for me. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it at that, man, honestly, because yeah, all of this is making me sick to my stomach, and I definitely want to talk more about this. So we will, but I'm gonna be out.